Okay, so I think something we all think about at some point is, right, how to get that clear skin. Like, am I right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we're going to be diving into today. Laser light therapy for acne, but we're not just like skimming the surface here. We're
Right.
going to really try to understand, like, how does this thing actually work?
Yeah.
Why is everyone suddenly talking about it? Is it all, it's cracked up to be, all those kinds of questions.
And what's really interesting to me is that it's not like, some brand new thing. This has been around for a while. Like laser light therapy goes back to the 1960s
Really?
for skin stuff.
Wow. So what's different now? Why is it like having this like moment?
It's a good question. I think like a lot of technology, right? It's just gotten better over time.
Right.
We understand more how different wavelengths of light can interact with our skin and how we can like target very specific problems
That makes sense.
like acne with like a lot more precision.
Yeah, that makes sense. And we're going to be looking at a really cool article today from Red Light Therapy Rehab called Harnessing the Power of Laser Light Therapy, a comprehensive guide for acne treatment. I have a feeling we're going to learn some stuff today.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we like get too deep into the lasers and all that, I think it's helpful to like just take a step back and remember that, acne's not just like one thing,
Okay.
right? It's kind of like a whole family of skin conditions, right?
Right. So it's not like you can just like zap any pimple and expect the same result. You really have to know what kind of acne you're dealing with.
Exactly. Yeah. We're talking about excess oil, bacteria, inflammation, and hormones, right?
Of course, can't forget hormones.
Can't forget those. And they all play a part.
Yeah.
And, you said it, the type of acne you have, whether it's cystic or hormonal or inflammatory, that's going to like really impact your approach to treating it.
So how does laser light therapy fit into all of this? Where does that come in?
Well, first, maybe we should like demystify this word laser.
Okay. Yeah.
It stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation.
Whoa.
Sounds very like intimidating,
Right.
but really it just means we're using these focused beams of light to trigger specific reactions within the skin.
So it's not like a sci-fi weapon. It's more like a more precise tool.
Right, yeah.
What kind of reactions are we talking about?
So this is where the science is really cool. The process is called photobiomodulation,
Okay.
and it basically means we're using light energy to like kickstart the healing process at a cellular level.
Oh, interesting. So it's like giving your skin cells like a boost of energy.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets even more interesting. The color of the light actually matters.
Okay.
So for acne treatment, we primarily use red and blue light, each with their own unique benefits.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Red light versus blue light. What's the difference?
So red light has longer wavelengths, and that allows it to penetrate deeper into the skin. It's like very soothing. It can calm inflammation, stimulate repair processes. It can even like boost collagen production.
So red light is more about healing and long-term skin health.
Exactly, yeah. And blue light, on the other hand, it has these shorter wavelengths, and it acts more like a precise weapon.
Okay.
It targets the bacteria that contribute to acne, especially a nasty one called P. acnes.
Oh, wow. It's like a microscopic battle happening on your skin. So blue light is all about directly attacking those breakouts.
You got it.
Cool.
Yeah, and this targeted approach, that's one of the things that makes laser therapy so appealing compared to like, some of the traditional treatments out there.
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity. How does laser light therapy compare to like those topical creams and medications I've had in the past?
Yeah, so like you think about what's out there, right? You've got your topical medications like your retinoids,
Right.
benzoyl peroxide, which can, they can work.
Yeah.
But also, man, can they be irritating.
Yeah, I have definitely had some like dryness and flakiness from those.
Right.
And then there's like the oral antibiotics, which I'm always a little wary of because of, the whole antibiotic resistance thing.
Yeah, that's a real concern. And then, we can't forget about chemical peels,
Right.
which like they can be pretty harsh
Right.
and they usually require like some downtime for your skin to recover.
Right, right.
Laser light therapy kind of offers this different approach,
Yeah.
it's more targeted and it aims to like reduce some of those side effects that you were just talking about.
Okay, that does sound promising. But I gotta say, like, you say laser and I still get a little, like, apprehensive.
Sure.
What's the experience actually like?
Yeah. Not as scary as it sounds. Really, the first step is you'd have a consultation with a dermatologist,
Okay,
and they'll determine what the best course of action is for like your type of acne.
right,
They'll look at your skin and they'll decide, okay, is this like a red light thing? Is it
right.
a blue light thing?
Okay.
Or maybe a combo.
Oh, interesting. So it's not one size fits all.
No, definitely not. Everyone's skin is different,
Right.
and the treatment should be, tailored to you.
Okay.
But once, you have that plan in place, then you come in for your treatment sessions.
Okay, so walk me through it. What actually happens during a session?
So you would start by cleansing on your skin
Okay.
just to remove any makeup or products that could like interfere.
Right.
Then you'd be given these protective eyewear to like, shield your eyes from the light.
Oh, okay. Safety first. But are we talking like, those big bulky goggles you see in like sci-fi movies?
No, not quite.
Okay.
More like wraparound sunglasses.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy. Then the dermatologist will like apply this cooling gel to your skin,
Okay.
which helps to like, conduct the light
Okay.
and keep you comfortable.
Okay. That sounds a lot less scary than I was picturing. So then what? Does the laser just like start firing?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So they'll like position the device over your skin and it emits these pulses of light.
Okay.
And the sensation, a lot of people describe it as like a mild tingling or a warming.
So no pain involved.
Most people, they find it totally tolerable.
Okay.
And, the cooling gel helps to like minimize any discomfort.
Right.
How long the treatment lasts really depends on like the size of the area.
Okay.
But it's usually somewhere between like 20 to 45 minutes.
Okay. That's not bad. And then what? Do you just like walk out with perfect skin?
If only, right? You might see some initial improvement, but the real results, they kind of like unfold gradually over time as your skin heals and regenerates.
Right.
So think of it more as a process, not like, an instant fix.
Okay. So how many treatments do you typically need to see like a real difference?
It's really different for everybody. Some people see noticeable improvement after like just a couple sessions.
Wow.
Some people, it takes a little bit longer.
Okay.
Your dermatologist will like kind of assess your progress,
Right.
and like tweak the plan as needed.
So it's kind of like going to the gym. You can't just like do one workout and expect to have like six-pack abs.
Exactly. Yeah. Consistency is key. And, just like with exercise, you'll need to like maintain like a good skincare routine
Right.
and like healthy lifestyle habits to, really like support those long-term results.
That makes sense. But let's talk about the the potential downsides for a second.
Sure.
Are there any side effects or risks that people should be aware of?
Yeah, I mean, it's always important to be aware of like the potential downsides, even if they're, rare. We talked about like how it's generally pretty well tolerated,
Right.
but some people can experience, a little bit of redness,
Yeah.
maybe some swelling after treatment, kind of like a sunburn.
And can't forget that increased sensitivity to sunlight.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Sunscreen is key.
for sure. Sun protection is absolutely crucial after any like laser treatment. Another potential risk, especially for people with darker skin tones, is hyperpigmentation,
Okay.
which is basically, those dark spots that can develop on the skin.
So is laser light therapy not recommended for people with darker skin tones then?
Not necessarily. It just means like you got to take extra precautions.
Okay.
A good dermatologist is going to like adjust the laser settings, adjust the treatment plan to minimize that risk.
So it really all comes down to finding a dermatologist who's experienced, knows how to tailor the treatment to your specific needs.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Right.
Make sure you're comfortable with them and comfortable with like what they're proposing.
That's great advice. So we've talked about the treatment process.
Right.
We talked about the potential risks.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about like the long-term benefits. Like what kind of results can people actually expect from laser light therapy? Okay, so we've talked about the process, the potential downsides, but at the end of the day, what everyone wants to know is like, does this thing actually work?
Right.
Can laser light therapy really give you that clear skin?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the answer, like with a lot of things in life, is, it's nuanced.
Okay,
It's not like, this magic wand that's going to just erase all your acne.
right.
But for a lot of people, it can be like a game changer.
Okay, so what kind of results are we talking about here? Like what can people realistically expect?
Well, I think first and foremost, it targets those like underlying causes of acne,
Okay,
right? It reduces inflammation, it kills bacteria, so it can help prevent new breakouts from forming.
that's huge. That's already like a big win in my book.
Right.
But what about existing acne? Can laser therapy help with that?
Absolutely. Both red and blue light can help reduce the size and severity of like breakouts that are already there.
Okay.
Red light, especially good for reducing inflammation,
Right.
promoting healing.
Yeah.
And then blue light, that goes after the bacteria that contribute to acne.
So you're basically attacking acne from all sides.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. But I'm curious about, like, the long-term effects. Is this like a temporary fix, or can laser therapy actually lead to lasting results?
That's one of the coolest things about this treatment is that the results can actually last for months or even years.
Wait, years? Really?
Yeah,
That sounds almost too good to be true.
it's true. But of course, maintenance is key. Just like with any skincare routine, you got to be consistent. You got to take care of your skin to like make those results last.
So it's not just about the laser treatments themselves. It's about, like, incorporating them into, like, a whole approach to your skin health,
Exactly.
right?
A good skincare routine, healthy diet, managing your stress, all of these things play a part. It's a powerful tool. It's not like a magic cure-all.
Right, right. It's like working with your skin, not against it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I have to ask, thinking beyond just acne, are there any other potential benefits to laser light therapy?
That's a great question, and it's something that researchers are like actively exploring.
Okay.
You remember how you were talking about red light stimulating collagen production?
Yes, that was one of the things that really stood out to me.
Yeah, well, collagen is that, key protein that gives skin its structure,
Yeah.
its elasticity.
Yeah.
As we age, collagen production, it naturally declines, and that leads to wrinkles and, sagging.
Yeah.
So by boosting collagen, red light therapy might actually have some anti-aging benefits as well.
So it's like hitting two birds with one stone.
Right.
You're addressing acne, and you're potentially slowing down the aging process.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all about, being proactive with your skin health.
Right.
And who knows, maybe in the future, laser light therapy will be just as common in our skincare routine as sunscreen and moisturizer.
I like that future. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the science, the process, the potential risks and benefits. Is there anything else our listeners should keep in mind if they're, like, thinking about exploring this for themselves?
I think the most important thing is to like do your research, find a qualified dermatologist
Right.
who's experienced in laser light therapy.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Make sure you feel good about the plan. And if you want to learn more about healing with light, redlighttherapy.rehab is a fantastic resource.
Awesome. We'll be sure to link that in the car notes. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into laser light therapy for acne.
Yeah,
Hopefully you found it informative and maybe even a little inspiring.
I hope so.
Knowledge is power, right? Especially when it comes to our skin health. And, maybe you'll be on your way to clearer skin sooner than you think. Until next time, stay curious and keep on learning.